Hello. Well, yes, I've been talking about bringing the wholeness of the feminine being together. And for you, my audience, I'm going to tell you how to do that, how to support your partner through bringing the two parts of her being together, the saint and the sexual being, bringing it into one so she feels whole and ready to explore and fully in her being. So stay tuned. We're going to get into that. I want to first of all tell you that I am writing a book. So if you'd like to get on my mailing list, please do, and you'll be the first to know about it. It's going to be a really awesome exploratory book about many of my own adventures, but also about how you can open up to your own sexual connection with your partner in your sexual life, with your sexual being. So sign up for that. The other thing is that I'm going to be having a masterclass coming up for the masculine energy, for the men out there who would like to dive in a little bit deeper around the topic that I'm going to be talking about today. We're going to get into this topic a little bit today, but in the masterclass, we're going to go deeper. And there's going to be Q&A available there as well. So sign up on my newsletter for that, and you will be the first to know about that. It's coming up in the next few weeks. So I'd love for you to be part of that. So here we go. So I have like 4 tips that I want to tell you about. And including with those tips, I'm going to give you some personal anecdotes for why I think these tips are really important and why they were really important to me. So we're talking about you and your partner. You've been together for a long time. You have an intimate connection. You've had, maybe you've had some sexual experiences, especially in the beginning, and you had great passion and connectivity, and it's kind of fizzled out a bit, and you need to do something different. But you may have been desiring something different. You may have been thinking about various possibilities, but you haven't had the opportunity to express this to your partner, or you are terrified to express it because you think there's no way that they're going to go for it. So I'm going to give you some gentle ways to go into this, to connect with her. And this will help you create this connection, create the opening, and help her bring together the different parts of her being so that she's not afraid of who she is as a sexual being, and she starts to love that part of her being as well. Okay, so first of all, the first thing I want to talk about, and again, sign up for my masterclass because we're going to go deeper into this, but the first thing that's really important is for you to be vulnerable, okay? You need to get into that space of vulnerability. What does that mean? Right? What does that mean, be vulnerable? Well, it means that you need to tell her something that you've never told her before. You need to come out with some information that has been milling around in your mind for maybe years, decades maybe, just something that you have always desired and something you've never told her. So being vulnerable. When you can be vulnerable, then you open the doors for her becoming vulnerable as well, sharing with you. But you have to create sort of this mirror reflection. You have to step into that first. And that helps her also bring the love for her own vulnerability forth, right? So you can help activate that in her by being vulnerable yourself, okay? Now the second thing is being super supportive, no matter what she says. If she comes up with, well, I'd really like to, it would be cool to buy a new car. Be really supportive with that. So instead of maybe negating the situation, okay, we don't have the money, how are we going to possibly afford a car? That's not even possible. We have a car already. Go into, wow, that's an awesome idea. And make it a sensual event. Why don't we go down and check them out? Let's go look at them. Maybe we could take it for a test drive. Let's see how it feels. Go into the kinds of things that she wants to explore. Now, it might not be around the sexual energetic field yet, but as you become vulnerable, number one, And as you start to support the things that she wants to do, the things that she's interested in talking about, then you will start opening up that channel as well. And she will start to divulge things that are deeper within inside of herself. Okay, so be supportive. Don't negate, don't push aside, be supportive in that. The third thing I want to talk about is being very creative. And this can be a tricky one because I have a lot of people say, well, what, creative in what way? I'm talking about really getting into offering possibilities that are different, that are unique, experiences that are different, that are unique, that are surprising, something that's going to surprise your partner, is going to make them feel like there's something exciting, there's something new, there's something unknown. And that can be simple as in going to a particular restaurant or cafe, or going for a walk somewhere different, or just doing something different, offering some kind of creative element so that you're not always falling into the same kinds of things. When you can offer your creative talents, your creative abilities, then you also again help open up the channels of creativity. And you can then offer things that are a little bit more sensual, more exciting. Maybe even, let's look on Craigslist and see what kind of people are there. Let's just post something together, or let's take some pictures together and post and see what kind of reactions we get. Let's do some experimentation. So the creativity comes with kind of the experimentation. That's kind of, these are the kind of the ways that I started, where initially it was terrifying for me to take any steps. And it really started in, as I'm talking about, in this kind of path that I'm mentioning, the vulnerability, my partner being vulnerable. Oh, so I can be vulnerable. My partner being supportive. Oh, okay, I feel supported here. I feel like what I want to do is taken seriously. And then the spontaneous creative aspect is what really brings out the excitement, brings out you want the unknown, you want the desires to be tapped into. So being creative, being more unique in what you want to offer can be very, very stimulating as well. So the last thing I want to say is to give her the power. So that means that don't be the one that takes the power, even though you may have a lot of your own power. That's fine, but give it to your partner and say, if something is not right for you, we can stop anytime you want. You are in control. You are the one that's going to make the final decision. And it's with that empowering feeling, it's much easier to take the steps that you want to take. It's much easier to move into conversation, move into possible exploration, experimentation, because you know that, hey, if this doesn't work for me, I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to say no. And I'm going to be respected for that. So when you offer that kind of a power to your partner, it gives them the choices. Then they don't feel so disempowered, so distant maybe from all of the kind of excitement that you've had in your mind, exploration that you've been wanting to do, and the fantasy that you've been going through. They just can absorb that information and know that if it's not right for them, they can say no, and then you can talk about it, and you can take it into a slightly different route and do something a little bit different, or find some way that it's going to make them feel more comfortable. Okay, so those are 4 points to get started. I don't want to go any farther than that. I want you to sign up on my email list and come and join me in the masterclass. I'm going to go deeper into these points and include a lot more that can help you start making the steps in opening to the possibility of some exploration, right? This is what, you may want to try to do. Well, that's why you're here. That's why you're listening in. You want to try something new, something unusual, something different, something that's going to create a deeper connection with your partner, create a more enjoyable time spent together, create an exploration, create some kind of experimentation. So that's it for today. Thank you for coming in, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel or share this to anybody you think might be interested in hearing about this. I would love to have more subscribers. It's always awesome. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter so that you can be part of my upcoming masterclass and also get first in to know when the book is ready to be released. All right. Thank you very much for coming in. Much love making.